But let me ask you something. Clint Eastwood, 84 years old, does The American Sniper. Yeah. Now, it seems as Hollywood was like The Hurt Locker, right? Yeah. They like Lone Survivor. What was the problem? Is Clint Eastwood the problem with American Sniper, do you think? Because he was at the RNC talking to the chair?
Probably. I would say probably, which is, I mean, so sad. It's Clint Eastwood, and that film was the most beautiful film I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, but you know how Hollywood operates. It's a lefty town.
It's lefty.
And
press pause. Okay.
I don't remember her being so hammy.
Yeah. All right, let's get to this. So Fox and Friends brings on Stacey Dash. And they have a real problem with how the Oscars went down because of all the politics. Like it's never happened in the history of the Academy Awards. You know, God forbid we class up the joint. Oh, sorry, class down the joint, according to them, and ruin the majesty of the Oscars. But they have a real problem with how Clint Eastwood and American Sniper was treated at the Oscar Awards. Was it because of politics? Does the liberal Hollywood elite, and Sean Hannity tweeting last night, American, all caps American by the way, American Sniper, snubbed by liberal Hollywood, predictor, hashtag clueless Oscars, maybe which gave Fox the idea to bring on Stacey Dash to talk about this, being that she used to be in Clueless, she wasn't Clueless. But let's address how liberal Hollywood looks at the conservative movement that is the American Sniper movie and Clint Eastwood. American Sniper received 6 nominations. Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Film Editing, Best Sound Editing, Best Sound Mixing. It won for sound editing. Clint Eastwood, who has always been an out Republican, has in his lifetime received 11 total Oscar nominations. He has 4 total Oscar wins. Out of all the movies released in 2014, 8 of them were nominated for Best Picture this year. Out of that 8, 1 of them was American Sniper. I mean, like?
So here's what I want you to do.
Here's the plan. Thanks, Obama. Yes.
Here's what I like. Don't ignore American Sniper. What you do is you give it a lot of nominations, and you build up a drumbeat, and then you snatch the rug from out underneath those motherfuckers at the end.
We hate American Sniper and Clint Eastwood for their conservatism so damn much. We're going to give them a nomination for Best Picture.
All right.
We'll show them.
We've normalized relations with Cuba. Next step, we got to declass the Oscars. I want to upset Mr. Trump. Hold on one second. I got to get on the phone with my email.
Let's continue, Obama.
They get the opportunity to have the big megaphone, they're going to take it.
And like I said, if conservatives,
it's nothing new.
If conservatives had said any of those things, we'd be hearing all kinds of, we're racist, we're homophobic, we don't like women. But
you are, and you don't.
Yeah.
But they're not getting any lashback.
The Oscar music would have started a little bit earlier on those speeches, perhaps.
Exactly.
Stacey
no one
Dash.
was able to speak.
You're both.
Oh, like when Michael Moore was booed off of the stage for opposing the invasion of Iraq? Okay,
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, like that.
Wait,
like that conservative comment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Liberal Hollywood strikes again.
Never afraid to comment on what you think of the thanks.
She's dashing.
But I do love that. I would like to say American Sniper made $300 million. Yeah. That's what 7 films made.
Yeah.
American Sniper made.
And it's a great movie about a real picture.
Well, let's address that because Fox and Friends also interviewed like I mentioned before, a ex-Marine about Hollywood and what he thought about the Oscars last night. A real, expert in the Hollywood biz. And they were also bringing up how much American Sniper earned. Over $300 million. How could it be snubbed for Best Picture, making so much money? Well, let's see. We don't give awards for movies that happen to earn the most.
How much is 50 Shades of Grey going to make?
Yeah, I know. Well, let's actually, the top 2 grossing films of 2014 were Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 1, which I don't think was nominated for anything. and Guardians of the Galaxy, which I believe received nominations just for special effects and makeup, both of which they lost.
I would just like to say that Guardians of the Galaxy was one of the most classy, moving films that I have seen. And I would like to register that on behalf of Mr. Trump.
If we were to give awards to the top grossing films, it would be Marvel superhero movies, Batman movies, and Michael Bay films.
Right.
Every single year. I mean, literally, like that's what it would be. I mean, those are the big Hollywood films that clean house at the box office.
I can see Deuce. Michael Bay films very patriotic. Very patriotic.
But you know what? Even just looking at liberal Hollywood, I mean, who makes these movies? Liberal Hollywood. It was liberal Hollywood who funded, who produced, who made American Sniper happen. Warner Brothers acquired the movie rights to the book it was based on, American Sniper, and they're the ones who distributed the film.
So, Mr. Obama, you want us to get rid of this Chris Kyle
During the
book, right?
2011 to 2012 election cycle, out of the $70,205 Warner Brothers donated to political campaigns, $57,900 was to Democrats. In 2012, the Warner Brothers CEO hosted an Obama fundraiser with Michelle Obama there. I mean, what? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Liberal Hollywood is literally just doesn't exist. It's just Hollywood. Like, it's unbelievable to me. This is how the movie business. This is how the movie business works. Some films get nominated and fewer films win. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And to top it all off, Crystal Wright, who is a Republican conservative activist, talking head type. She's most known probably on Twitter. She goes by GOP Black Chick. To show just how much,
how seriously
they take this. This is a big issue. Chris Kyle was an American hero. The man who American Sniper was based on, according to conservatives.
You murder a bunch of Iraqis. You
160 kills.
You murder supposedly a couple people in cold blood in Katrina. I mean, obviously, yeah, this is a hero.
This man's a true patriot. I mean, even Steve Ducey said before, great movie about a real patriot, he said in that clip. But, I guess they don't share the same outrage about Selma, who was based, a movie basically the star of the film is Martin Luther King Jr.
He was sort of a patriot.
American patriot. But Crystal Wright, over on Twitter.
Kill a guy at a bodega? I don't think so.
Over on Twitter writes, just to show you how seriously they take this, Neil Patrick Harris mocking American hero Chris Hayes, who kept punks like Neil safe. I have to agree, though. Chris Hayes is an American hero. I'm glad we were finally...
And Chris Hayes does keep punks like Neil Patrick Harris
safe every night. Yep.
And Stacey Dash and Steve Ducey. So everybody should give Chris Hayes and those nice nerdy glasses a big thank you.
American hero Chris Hayes, ladies and gentlemen.